hold on. I said let's go, but then we had to click this first. And here we go. There we go. There we are. Hey.
Delayed.
How's everyone doing today? Good?
Yeah, living life.
Yeah? Good. Glad to hear it. We have Kushibashi. I think Jake is supposed to cuddle with me. Yeah, Jake's supposed to cuddle with me.
You
And
have
then- I know, I see it. I see it.
Okay.
Yep. And then Kushibashi's there, and then me and you gotta switch. So you gotta go back over here. Yeah, that works. And then there you go. Cool. Look at that, everybody. I will politely not say how my Monday is going. Oh, okay. Is going means it's still continuing, which, considering that you're in the same time zone, that is a bad thing for you, sir. There's less than 3 hours left of this Monday. Oh, my camera's still all borked. Sorry.
Oh, now we can see Scott and not his angry face.
No, not the angry face. So, Brittany and I went out on Saturday night. Went to Oyster Bar, Nick, out in Providence. And afterwards we went to Pastiche. But we never finished eating the desserts, which is very unlike me. So I'm eating my pastiche right now.
Nice.
You've been to Pastiche before, right?
No,
Wait, you've been to Federal Hill, of course.
I avoid it.
Wait, you've never gone to eat at Federal Hill?
I went there once. There's a lot of people there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like people.
But there's also good food.
There's mediocre food. I could just take a lift to Boston and then just deal with people and have better food.
Hold on a second. If you're talking about Italian food, specifically is what I'm referring to, Italian food, you're going to get equally good food here or in Boston. Like North End Boston specifically, and Federal Hill specifically, they're about on par. You're going to get better in New York, but it's going to be...
So we only go to one restaurant that's near Federal Hill. It's not on it. And that's Gracie's. Yes, sorry, Gracie's. It's bad. Which is phenomenal if you're in the Providence area.
No, it's Oyster Bar is really good. I went to it once before, Brittany, many a year ago. Like talking pre-pregnancy, many a year ago, because she knew a bartender, and we more or less didn't pay for anything. We just left a 15,000% tip because he charged us for almost none of the alcohol or food or anything that we had there. So we had to leave $100 tip just to make up for the fact that we didn't pay for anything. That was, you remember Jesse?
Yes.
Jesse's baby daddy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So either way, so that was only the other time, and it went there. Oh man, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good.
I wish.
Do you like oysters?
Yes, I do like oysters. But the last time I had them, I had oysters in China, so I got sick, very sick. Not only is it oysters, but it was we'll add that China effect, but on the oysters from the different side of the world, not a good mix when traveling. But they were delicious. So
eating raw food from another country is not necessarily the best.
No, that was pretty stupid. But I'm a fat kid and I can't say no. So
speaking of a fat kid that can't say no when it comes to food, you know what we should do, because I haven't had one since I was in my early teens, maybe mid-teens or probably early teens. We should in my backyard do a Colby style clam. What is it? Or technically a standard style clam boil. Yeah.
You got a half keg?
What was that?
So we used to do it in a half barrel.
Yeah, we'll just get our hands on one.
Yeah.
I mean, either that or just a massive stock pot, throw a grate over the fire pit, and just, because, it has the cutout or whatever we need to keep the fire going right. And we should do a proper clam boil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
Like that sounds like, invite Gary and the kids over, you and the little one, and obviously the ladies as well. But we should totally, oh my God.
You just tell me when.
Do you guys have clam boils in the Carolinas or whatever slave state that you live in?
God damn. Listen, that was a couple hundred years ago. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
14th Amendment keeps it pretty legal in prison. So
yeah, but that's in your state too. Okay, to be clear, that's
we have almost no private prisons in Massachusetts. They exist, but there's almost none.
Anyway, listen, that's nationwide. That's not just North Carolina or South. Predominantly, probably, but it's besides the point. No, I've never heard of it.
We have the majority of it.
Poor Cell. Poor Cell goes from, I'm not a part of this conversation between these boomers to, I have to immediately defend myself.
Listen.
For things that I neither do nor agree with.
Or my family never did. Like, none of my family was in this nation when slavery was legal. Like,
I mean,
they're in Europe being discriminated against or just being poor Italians. So
my family was in this nation when that happened. I have to admit to that because I have Micmac, Cherokee, and Blackfoot lineage. So they definitely were here. So that's a fact. But so you do you guys have clam boils down there? I'm sure you clam bakes, whatever you want to call them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like stuff in a clam that's baked on top of it or whatever.
So like a big event where a whole bunch of people come over and you just do a fuck ton of seafood all at once and everybody eats together as like mixed family?
Not really, no. I've never done anything like that. But my family's from like New York, Long Island, so...
Oh, so then they like seafood too.
Oh yeah, when we cook some seafood, but we can't eat a lot of shellfish because all my siblings are allergic to shellfish except me.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, so I just I eat crab. I'm not a huge clam fan, but I've tried clams, I've tried oysters. I'll try everything. My dad makes clam chowder and stuff, so
red or white?
I don't know. I think it's white normally, like a cream-based clam chowder.
So white clam chowder, New England style clam chowder.
Yeah, New England style.
Yeah. Because I won't. I mean, people have like accosted me for this, but I prefer red. I think it's so much better when it's tomato-based clam chowder, which is a New York style or red, than this New England style or white. You know. Either way. So do you ever tease your siblings for being genetically superior to them?
You know, I get the win in a lot of things. All my siblings are allergic to like animal hair. I'm not, you know. All my siblings have worse sight than I do. I have glasses, but I didn't need glasses till I was like 12, and I still have better sight than all of them.
I got all the way till I was 12.
Hey, listen, all my other siblings had it like when they were younger than 8. Okay, so I'm winning on it.
That's funny. I think I got glasses when I was 6 or 7. So yeah, I hear you on that one. I have absolute terrible sight. Jake, how about you guys out in the giant islands that you live on? Do you guys do like clam bakes, clam boils, anything like that?
No.
Well, clearly you do like big family events where everybody gets together with like way too much food, right? Because you're Greek, so I mean that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah,
You're welcome.
definitely Greek. That's right.
I love the yogurt I found that was Australian Greek style.
It's just lamb and kebab, huh? That's it. Some kebab.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, he's Macedonian, so I tease him because
Yeah.
he's Greek.
Yep.
Like very different like groups of people in every way in every sense.
But you guys don't do those.
We do. I've never heard of a clam bake or whatever you said. But yeah, no. I mean, we eat seafood. We eat a lot of it.
You guys don't like cook it like all together as like one big thing, or no?
No,
like,
only if it's like if we get together for like a barbecue or something. Usually it's like steak and sausages and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But the only time we really do that is Good Friday, when we all get together. It's seafood. Yeah.
Gotcha. Nick, do you want to describe the style of, because like you guys did it way bigger than my family ever did. You guys did it huge and on the beach, because like his grandmother lived on a lake, but had like a huge personal beach going into the lake, so hence on the beach. But go ahead.
Well, so my family, we would take like a big half barrel keg, they would cut it in half, and that's your big steaming pot, and you sink that into a fire pit, and you basically just fill cheesecloth with like clams, blood sausage, fish, potatoes, carrots, whatever.
Sorry, go ahead.
You chastise your wife for interrupting me.
Oh, Nick said, "How dare you interrupt him, woman? He expects pumpkin pancakes. Get on that."
I approve that message.
She's coming back. Mind you, he wants to host a clam bake in our backyard.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's-
How did they get to host
yeah,
it?
he wants to host a clam bake. He wants to bring over like a half cake and a bunch of food and just do like a clam bake in the
No.
backyard.
I
Well,
want
no
I
pigs
want
on
to attend this
spits.
thing
But we'll have
an
like Gary
old
and
white
Veronica
man.
and stuff come too. It'll be lots of fun. Maybe we can get Keith and the girls to come too. You know. Whoa.
No.
Yeah. We all have shots. Everybody's a
Nick's-
shot, but the kids.
Nick, just dip real quick. If you're not on the call,
Yeah,
can't confirm it.
yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
So, anyways, yeah, sound like a good plan. Jake cannot come.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate.
A bit far.
I mean, he lives really far away, and we're not going to invite Sel because it would just be him. Well, he's single, has no kids, and his entire family's allergic to shellfish, so only he could come. But if we get him up here, maybe he won't leave because New England's better in every way.
You're not wrong.
I'm sorry.
It's very.
He lives in one of the Carolinas, whichever one's
better one.
one's less bad if there's a scale. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One's further north, or at least their name says that.
I don't believe it.
Sorry, Nick, I interrupted in the middle of your story.
That's okay. I'm done.
Oh, okay, cool. Either way, lots of fun. So,
Yes. And by the way, I will throw as much money as needed to make that clam bake happen. I don't intend to host it.
obviously, I'll do the hosting. We know who's good at what here.
Yes.
So, Brittany can work the grill. You can work the pot. I will take care of the bitch work. All the other stuff. So, I know my place.
Fair enough.
All right, so sorry, I was just chatty today. My apologies. So before we dive right into the actual where we left off last time, I'm just going to do a little update of where I have the sheets at so far because I've talked about them a bunch of times in Discord, and this does affect you guys directly. So if you're watching over on the stream, just make sure you have it unpaused, whatever, and caught up so you can see what I'm showing. This is specifically for Valorant, and it's not done yet. But I want to show this to you guys so you can give me any suggestions of what it is I'm setting up. It's because it's for your kingdoms as well as what I'm doing for the Adirian update ones. So this page is going to look mostly the same as what it was before, taking some of the highlights of the things I had put up in the top area, adding a little bit of cleaner math in there because some of the stuff was a little bit broken, so on and so forth. So it's kind of like all that fun stuff, but also taking the improvements that Cell did down here. Down in that middle area, but also adding in some kind of like a little bit more of a note area. Like, so he had his little expense spot, but like where those expenses are going to for the sake of conversation or just remembering, because week to week you can forget a lot of stuff. So claims, terrain, buildings, all that kind of stuff. And it just adds it up for you, as well as adding in consumption. And then other details, like let's say for instance, what hit you guys before? Two of you guys got hit with that thing before where your farms do less. What was it called?
Like a blight or whatever, or farms are less productive.
Yeah.
It cuts your thing by 50%.
Yeah.
So bad.
That's kind of a thing right there, right? And that sounds awesome, by the way, Ash. That sounds awesome. 7 mosquito bites. So that sort of a thing where you can kind of like factor all that into your expense. So there's no like question marks of where you're spending your money. So you can project well. And the bottom is, I think, exactly the same. No changes, at least not as of yet. The notes area, I'm actually going to change it called like quick notes. And it's going to be a whole different tab for notes. The advisor task area, this is literally unchanged entirely. But then it gets interesting once you get over the Kurzfall. And the reason why it gets interesting when it gets over Kurzfall, let me actually change my view, my zoom to 75%. The reason why it gets interesting when you get over to Kurzfall is because Kurzfall is now no longer just one block of stuff. I actually expanded it, so all towns are going to have all 4 districts listed in there, but you only turn them green when you're ready to use them. Otherwise, your districts are going to be kind of folded up, which you can fold up depending on how you choose to build it, the top or the bottom area, or just the whole thing altogether, the settlement layout, so that you guys can choose to see only what you need to with looking at the district. So I'm going to fold this one back up because I don't need it for Kurzfall as of right now. Then it gets the magic item area. Once again, it folds up just to make it a little bit cleaner. But then, once again, slots. We always question, like, how many slots am I supposed to fill in? Like, a minor change to make things easier. Cool. And then down below, nothing changed. Just once again, folded it so it's a little bit easier. Yay! That took 10 seconds. Not a big deal. This is where things start to get fun, though. I'm making a military tab, and this is where I've been sinking tons of hours. So this is going to be very much for you guys that don't want to memorize the rules the way that I and Cell have been trying to do. So just opening these up real quick. I currently have it set up. So over on this far left side, you can have your general plugged in there with their important details. And then you can have all your different commanders listed beneath their names, so on and so forth, all the different details. Then over on the right-hand side, you're going to have your active armies, but beneath that, all of your formed army lists. And then once all your information is plugged in there, which most of the stuff maths itself out. Like, for instance, if you're looking at form army list, if your size of your army is 100, let me zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better. Oh, I never changed overlays. That's weird. I pressed the button, but it didn't change. Sorry about that. So if your size of your army, that should make it easier for you guys to see. If the size of your army is 100 versus, say, if it's 200, that changes the math for what your consumption is for, my screen just froze. Why did look at my face, it's so frozen. All right, there you go. It changes the math for like how many health points your maximum health points are, what your OM is, all sorts of details like that are all based off of just the size of your kingdom, of your army. That math has changed. The base CR of the creatures you're using, that also changes the math of everything that's there, right? And so the ACR gets mathed out, all this stuff gets mathed out for you. You type in the soldier's HD, like what it's based off of, D4, D6, D8, whatever, and it changes the health point math. The perception score of the people changes your camouflage and scouting. All this stuff is kind of mathed out for you to make it nice and easy. And then look down here, this checkboxes. Do you have mounts? Do you have superior weapons, right? Do you have medium armor? All of it makes it nice and easy for you. Cool. And then the tactics, you have to hand type that in. This is where things get exciting, though. When you come up here to the active army area, give you guys a second to catch up so you can see. When you come up here to the active army area, by clicking where it says army in general, those drop-down boxes that you see, by choosing army, say choose, you see it breaks pretty much the whole sheet. So you see pretty much the whole sheet break. Same thing if you choose no general, if you choose, it breaks pretty much everything. But then by choosing the army that you want, it auto fills in all the details of the army that you've preset. And you change which commander it is, and it changes what the numbers are for that that group. So it very much changes the way that the works. So in the future, after you like plug it in, which is easy to do because most of the stuff's done for you now, you then just choose which army, which commander. You have all the numbers you need going into combat moving forward. Saves us a ton of time for the actual sessions. Last thing I'm going to point out on here, on top of like mounts and whatnot, you can't click these. These are set that they match whatever it says. This one does, but that's because it's broken, doesn't do anything right now. This set is set to match whatever it says down below, so you can't change them up here by accident. On top of that, morale. What's your current morale score? By adding up your morale score, you can actually see it literally changes your overall morale score. And it changes your morale mod. If you look at that pink box, as I'm clicking these, it changes what your actual morale modifier is. Because you can 1 out of 10 what your morale score currently is, right? Moving on. The last thing is Cell. There's a rule that I think we missed forever ago. I know I found it. It's in one of the 5 books. I read it 5 times. And then when I was trying to cross-reference it again, I couldn't find it afterwards. So it's a struggle to find. But there's actually a rule. Remember how there's something called the command circle or command zone?
The command zone, yeah.
So the command zone. So the command zone, to give you a better understanding of what this was, because it was a little too ethereal and didn't fully understand it before. The command zone means an area that is not on the battlefield, but where other persons of interest happen to be. Okay? So the command zone doesn't have to be a set location and is not a static location. It can be fluid even in the middle of combat, whatever it might be. But this is important for like Nick because your commander your general happens to be really important. You can have other important persons of interest that are not directly related to the battle in the command zone that are able to offer certain boons depending on who they are. One of those boons is, you see over here how you have the tactical initiative? It'll take a second for you guys to see where I'm pointing at. If you click the little button that says general on field, it changes the tactical initiative to equal whatever the general's initiative is. Because there's a specific rule that if your general of your military is in the command zone, you get to utilize their tactical initiative instead of the commander's if it's greater. So that's pretty awesome to have as a little checkbox there for you. An important thing if you want to send somebody in there without putting them in as much of a fight. Because Nick, one of the things that you can do is if your army is going to lose a fight, you can choose for your general to retreat, to remove themselves from the combat entirely, right? Rather than staying, because if your army loses, they can then choose to attack your command zone and take whoever happens to be there. Also, retreating can negatively affect morale. So you have to kind of like weigh your options, right? Cool. Anyways, any questions about these sheets or anything else that you guys would like to see happen to them or added to them to make things easier for you for your own kingdom building campaign that you're playing? And these all shrink because I'm gonna make everything so it can shrink.
No, that looks good. I mean, I guess maybe something will come up more when we get our hands on it and start putting stuff into it. But I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Nick, Jake, anything off the top of your head or just stuff that you can kind of hit me up later on?
Yeah, I'll have to use it and then see.
Yeah. All right, cool. Because once I release it, because it's going to be version 3.0, it's going to be released to all the kingdoms. So they're all uniform finally. Because right now, they're far from uniform. But, all right, cool. I'm going to close out this this tab because we don't need to open it anymore. I'm just excited to actually have things functioning correctly again. Yay! All right. So, would you like to remind us where we were last session?
Shoka got rolled by Monk Lady. He is now gone. Nick's rolls went pretty well. Past that.
The land rush.
Well, the land rush isn't terrible. You just have to claim the hex and build a lumber mill, which is a bit painful. But if you do that, you get 2 free hexes and 2 lumber mills for the price of 1. But right, so it's not too bad. It was bad because for me then because we did the hex claiming wrong, so it extra fucked me. But it doesn't matter. What do you call it? Then we went to Jake. Jake's rolls went well, I think. Mar got beat up by the new Oraculi dude that I don't remember the name of. And that happens. I don't remember what else happened. Oh, taxes. Jake has, what was it, 3 months or something of like heavy taxes till other things happen that Jake's probably not going to change off of.
Yeah.
And didn't you increase your taxes?
Yeah, we went from heavy to crushing.
Yeah.
It's funny. She's like, the people think that you're worse than the slave state, and he's like, then tax them more. I'll show them what a slave state feels like.
And then we all met in Clan Vosk, and with both Hoko, Irothel, and Aaliyah to discuss our going to the Gallo, whatever it's called, the ball, the ball, the Kajinxi Winter Ball, is it?
Yeah.
And basically, Scott told us, yeah, make sure you're ready because not this upcoming kingdom roll, but the one after that, you're gonna get fucked because you're gonna have to remove 2 people from your kingdom.
But again, if things go well, you can pretty much assume you're going to be invited next time, or even in the summer one. And those kind of things you can actually plan for accordingly. So you can not one of those things where the DM's like, hey buddy, guess what? You're leaving in a month. No, you can actually plan accordingly, have things put in place, so on and so forth.
Maybe I'll have a wife by then, or an heir actually, because I don't have consorts, do I? Maybe I'll have an heir by then, and it won't be a problem. But Jake's not too heavily hurt because Jake has a Oraculi, which will fill that position for him.
Yeah, Jake quickly did everything he could to fill as many slots as possible, and just said, "Bring them on. I don't care." So much so that some of his people are even trying to kill each other to make room for themselves.
Sounds fitting for Clan Densha. So
it does sound fitting for Clan Densha, and I just realized that I'm currently in a Imperial ship. Goes to show you how much I've been on this computer lately. This is the one I always use. There we go.
Yeah.
I have to make sure I turn off. Guys, if you can remind me at the end of the call to make sure my backgrounds and everything are turned off, because I have a conference call tomorrow at 10 a.m. and it's going on for about 8 hours, 8 or 9 hours. So I want to make sure I do the same stuff I always do. I hide my microphone right here. You know what I mean? That way you can hear me no problem, but you can't see the microphone. It's completely hidden. I have to remind myself, do not touch it. You know?
You have to have your camera on for those calls?
Oh, Nick. If you turn your camera off for an extended period of time, you get called out for it. Yeah.
My entire job is on video or over these calls, and I have my camera on for 15 minutes a week.
No, I mean, but that's because your entire job's that way, right? So it's not, it's expected to be different. Without going into details, right? You know that I work with a lot of boomers, and they have to make sure that these people aren't just taking the opportunity to do other things, you know? So, yeah. But anyways, moving on. So it's about accountability. Focus. So
Does that leash feel good?
anyways, yeah, I know. You know what I'll be doing is I'll have my camera on and I'll have a dumb smile on my face and I'll be working on the spreadsheet. So.
Respectable.
Yeah.
We got to pitch in for a cardboard cutout for Scott to drop in front of the camera.
No, what you do is you
just
record a loop.
Yeah.
You record a loop of you sitting for like a 5-minute loop of you sitting and like doing things.
You trying to tell me that this won't fly?
Somehow I think you know, that won't.
No?
No,
It's on a loop.
it's
Right?
it's not really the incognito go, you know?
Is that from your
Get outta
OnlyFans,
here.
Scott?
Well, it isn't only for my fans. But this guy's an asshole. Don't even fucking talk to that guy. He doesn't even say hello. Look at him. He won't even wave. Fucking dick.
It's just moving on those Fred Flintstone feet, man. Still can't always. It's like cinder blocks for feet. I know.
Anyways, let's just get back to the game. All right. Mosquitoes think I smell like banana. Okay. So, you guys were, my apologies, the exact spot where we're leaving off, you guys were actually in the middle of your meeting. Let's actually bring us over to that map. I know you guys are currently on that map, but the viewers do not have you there. So let's change
And we just
that.
ended the meeting, or
No, I said that we were going to have more stuff at that meeting when we came back to the session.
okay, got you.
There we go. So you guys actually have a moment of reprieve where your characters kind of like speak freely. Why? Every time I change the overlay, it's freezing my camera. Look at that. Oh, I think I know why. God damn it. That's annoying. I bet I know why. I bet they're both calling to different sources of my camera. One's probably calling to something that's called cam. Another one's calling to a different source, probably called like me or something like that. I'll have to fix it in Slavs. But back to you guys. I'm sorry. You guys actually have a moment of reprieve where you don't have to have anybody around. Hoko, Irithel, Aaliyah, everybody's able to kind of like step out of the room for a little bit, giving you guys some space, like while a meal is being served or whatever it is, allowing you guys the freedom to speak. So that being said, what would you is there anything particular that your characters needed to go over? Any fine details that maybe you wanted to kind of go with the information that you've received so far that you didn't want to talk about in front of the others?
I don't think so.
I mean, I guess like Tessa would ask if what's his name, Ryan, would have time to work with Lenny back in my kingdom, dividing away with the elemental thing, because is that his like specialty, elementals or whatever?
Yeah. Ryan should be available once he's done. I don't know if he's still technically occupied, right, from the last month's activities, but he should be available within a month or so.
I figured it's best we get as much information before we leave, to then see if we can deal with the problem when we return from the gala. Hopefully the elemental of fire will be subdued during these winter months.
Yes. Well, as soon as he's done evaluating the crystal that fell from the sky, we should he should be available.
Tessel nods. I guess that rounds that off.
Okay. No other details amongst you guys? I'm gonna switch this up. Jake, anything your character's adding before I jump on?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. No problems. So while you guys happen to be there, in the kingdom where you currently are, there's actually going to be and obviously you're planning on traveling north and all that fun stuff, etc., etc., etc. There's actually going to be a bit of a movement that happens. Do me a favor. Go ahead and describe to me how your characters dress. Please remind all of us, but predominantly me, how your characters dress.
Merrick wears his armor.
I was gonna say
Everywhere.
in his armor. Yes, that's.
Do you have anything that immediately notates you as being from your appropriate clan? Like, do you have your banner hanging from your back?
Technically, yes. Well, from my mount, not from my back.
Tessel, like, wears like his clan colors in like his like clothing, and I guess on his armor too, I'm sure. He has his like very, very symbolic crown, which probably stands out. And I imagine he has like inside his jacket like embroidered symbol of like the phoenix or whatever, something to symbolize the clan.
Jake?
Did you get a cape yet?
No, he doesn't have a cape yet. This talk happened like 5 minutes ago in game.
Oh, damn.
I'm not getting a cape.
He's
But,
getting his half cape. You will get your half cape.
He will be speaking to Pete on his return, and maybe working out Pete to help design his dress for the gallows.
Ah, nice.
I want to be clear.
Another thing I have 9 points in is fashion designing.
Well, I'm sure you will end up in the gallows. I'm pretty sure it's a gallows. But
Gala, I don't know the words. Okay, listen. Listen.
I have a question. Do you mean cape or cloak?
Tessel currently has a cloak on.
Yeah,
But
Pete
I
wears
mean,
a
where
cape.
you get a cape or a cloak?
You know, we're gonna see what Pete says later.
Okay.
yeah, it's probably going to be a sash.
Because it's important to know that like Batman wears a cloak because he's a real hero, and Superman wears a cape because he's the worst.
Listen, it's
So-
whatever. I'm gonna speak to Pete in game, and Pete's gonna advise what I make to wear.
Gotcha. Okay. So anyways, you guys are sitting there kind of enjoying each other's time. There's no like enjoying a meal, whatever it is. There's no reason for you guys to continue going on with anything else if there's no other details. But then you're actually going to have at one point in time, the door is going to open up, and you're going to have see Joey gets it. The door is going to open up, and you're actually going to have an emissary walking. My apologies, Nick. Did you say you do wear things that flag you as being Kushibashi?
Not really. Again, it's most likely just.
Jake's just dressed like a slob. You know what I mean? So, but go ahead.
I mean, anyone who knows anything knows that Ashen Orc leads what each other. I don't need to improve myself.
Yeah, we all wash the seat when you get up.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, but
It's like the gym benches, you know, like that episode.
No.
Of,
Hold on,
of
wait a
The
second, wait a second,
Simpsons,
wait a second, wait a
like
second.
Homer, wipe off your bench.
Before we
that's how I
go
see it.
any further with this example, Jake and Sel, how often have any of you ever been to a gym?
Occasionally.
Oh, Jake.
Often.
Not gym class. So
I know. Occasionally. I was at one point once a month, which is very occasionally. That stopped during COVID.
I think I've been to a gym, not including gym class, maybe like 6 times ever. Like
See,
outside of like high school
I've been to a
sports.
gym more than Scott.
They're gross. They smell like sweaty dudes, and like there's full-length mirrors everywhere all over where people just stare at themselves while they work out. And I'm just like, and they give each other these intense stares too. They're sitting there like,
They gotta get their form right, all right? How they're supposed to know exactly how they're
You're
lifting
making
if,
full-on
if they
eye
can't.
contact.
What?
We're talking about eye contact. That's some autoerotic shit right there, okay? Like that is not.
Listen, it's
you're not
just
sitting there watching
concentration.
porn.
Okay, you're just trying to. In my head, I'm always trying to make the biggest gooch stamp I can on that bench seat when I get up. You know, you got to see that sweat working.
Ew.
Yikers.
No. That phrasing both disgusts and confuses me. But okay. No. All right. Can we get a hype train for Nick's big gooch stamp?
Yeah, it's a little lopsided, but aren't we all?
Oh my god.
Ouch.
The door opens up.
I have a home gym. But yeah, okay, the door opens.
No, he does actually. He has a whole gym in his basement. So he doesn't have to go share with anybody else. Oh, that's funny. So anyway, so yeah, you guys the door opens up and the guard to Clan Vosk announces inside saying in entering the looks at them again and they say Vok. In enters emissary from Vok. And then he goes to shut the door. Oh. And the person standing before you is sorry, the person standing before you is going to be the what's it called? The person standing before you is a half-orc man, standing probably about a good like 5'6", 5'5", very stocky. Clearly is in rather good shape, but also not young either. So they're probably middle age, mid-range of middle age. Somebody that's probably like a great warrior, but has earned their merits as somebody who's capable of working out their words as well as their swords, sort of a situation. And they stand before you dressed in finer clothes that would suggest somebody who's accustomed to dealing with court, so on and so forth. But they actually also have in their hands, as they walk in, they're literally holding a small chest in their hands. And they walk into the room, and immediately when they walk in the room, I need to have somebody, you know what, Zalmos, since you're the one that's making everything so lucky right now, why don't you go ahead and roll me a d20? I actually, I'm going to need a d20, but you want to roll low if you like the PCs. You want to roll high if you like me.
Silence, buddy. Work your magic.
All right. Should I DM's dice that? Should I daddy's dice that?
You can't
Ash?
you can't daddy's dice
Ash?
chat rolls.
Why not? This is a PC roll, an NPC roll. I'm just allowing him to roll it for me.
No, we're not allowed to
Ash, should I daddy's
rolls.
dice?
This is not fair.
No, this is a chat roll. This is a me roll. I was just letting somebody else be a part of it. That's all. What do you think? What do you think there, Ash? If you're still around, Visor, what do you think? Do you think I should daddy slice it? Nobody asked you, Joey. Nobody wanted your opinion. No. I mean, I'll roll if you want. I'll roll if you want. I was just trying to get somebody else involved. Okay.
Everyone said no. So.
Your opinion doesn't matter, Joey. I was just offering to somebody else to be nice. Okay. Oh, excuse me one second. Hello, wife.
Look at this dude trying to roll on chat rolls. On.
Are you gonna make Nick those pumpkin pancakes sometime soon? Someday? After the clam bake, gotcha. All right. Someday after the clam bake, you can get some pumpkin pancakes there, Nick. That's even more incentive. All right.
I'm gonna have to bake some clams.
So anyways, yeah, I am the will of the players. So you guys are standing there before you. They look amongst a group of you and says, "Oh, pardon me. For my This is sorry for I have to get into the headset. I'm playing Warmonger, not some other nation. Sorry, I thought be a bit different. Walks over and places the chest on the table. The chest on the table, they actually put right in the middle of the table because it's the middle of the table. We should have them sitting over and standing right where what's your name? Denchovarix is. And so place a chest right there where Denchovarix happens to be. And when they do so, they say, my name is Vakul. I am emissary from Clan Vok. You guys all know who Clan Vok is? Do I have to remind you? Nick.
The one north of Nick's?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have that written somewhere, I'm sure.
My name is Vakul, emissary of Clan Vok, and I've traveled a good distance to join you here. I wanted to see if I could meet with Vosk Warlord, but you'll have to please excuse my impertinence. I do not see the Warlord amongst you. Perhaps things have changed as of late.
Oh, sure. Which one's the active general for here? That would be Hoko.
Yeah, Hoko's the active general, yep.
Yeah, so here's the current standing general.
Well, they all left the room. This is while they were currently out of the room. Yeah.
Should we summon Hoko?
Or you can pretend to be one. Either, whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, no, you're standing in front of the ruling council of, what is this called? This was Vosk? Or?
Vosk, correct.
Vosk, yeah.
Yes. We are the ruling council of Vosk.
Once more with feeling.
He says, oh, is it? Well then, my apologies. I'm glad that I had the opportunity to meet with you. I'm actually meeting with you for an important situation that has come. Have you recently heard that the Winter's Ball had its invitations handed out to the other nations, to the other clans?
Once more with feeling.
Varys is just opening the chest while they're talking. He's just like, what's in here?
Well, what is that? Yeah, what is this? You open up the chest, and there's actually gemstones and gold coins and other items of value inside there, and jewelry, etc., etc. Oh,
Once
Jesus.
more with feeling.
There's a lot, guys. Wow, things are just exploding. They changed the way it looks on stream now. They open up. There's all sorts of things of value inside there. He says, was Clan Vosk invited to go to the ball?
Yes.
Once more with feeling.
Clan Vosk was invited.
Oh, no, actually, no.
No.
they
No,
were-
no, no.
Yeah,
We-
yeah, no.
We three have pledged our supports for Clan Vosk. That's not hidden information.
Jake,
Clan Vosk
Jake-
was not invited.
Jake, could you go ahead and roll me a deception check?
What?
A bluff check?
You guys are way
So,
too worried about
you know-
everything.
You know what's cool? To get information before you act. Like this guy who doesn't know who we are or appears not to is like talking about stuff, and you're just like, yeah, we sponsored Vosk.
Listen, you guys are way too like.
You realize he's actively he's from a hostile nation.
Somebody needs to clip that entire interaction of him
wait.
starting to talk, him over talking him. I need to have that on loop for Jake. That was just the most.
Wait. Which clan is this?
So you don't even know what clan you're
Jake.
fucking shoveling information to.
You know
This
what?
isn't even
I'm gonna luck it if we have any luck. I don't know if we do.
I don't know if
We
you do
do.
either. Okay.
There
No,
we go.
Tesla
15,
wasn't very
15's
loud.
enough. Thank you.
He wasn't.
He was Tesla's soft spoken.
Well, like, yeah, he's not generally like like yelling like I'm not I'm no
Sure.
barracks. It's true.
Okay, that's canon now. You are permanently soft spoken.
Okay.
Well, like in normal conversation, yeah, I have a normal conversation voice.
okay.
Just so you know, that's really good for my bluff because I have a modifier of 1. All right, so just take that
So-
into account there, buddy.
So listen,
Testifying saying
before we can go any further, I have to roll my sense motive against that. Now, am I allowed to have somebody in chat roll for me, or do I have to roll? Otherwise, I can't apply a daddy's dice. Because I was trying to get somebody involved. Like maybe Shaggy Dog wants to roll for this person to see what their sense motive is.
It's fine, but you have to declare that before you start
Oh,
rolling the dice
my.
in chat.
Shaggy
you can't
Dog,
just you can't just choose to roll in chat.
your modifier is a +5. You're gonna want to roll low.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what was happening.
Oh, if I beat you by 5 or 10, I get more information. If I beat you, then I'm able to be like, huh, what's going on? Like something's off. So I'm just waiting for Shaggy Dog to go ahead and roll me that D20. And if they don't in the next, say, 10 seconds, we're just going to let Joey do it instead. And we know Joey's going to favor me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Ooh. Oh.
You did it. That's a 21.
That beats it by 5. Do I want to try to beat it by 10?
Can I roll a bluff realizing this at a minus penalty?
Hold on. 22.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
Okay. Okay, 22. All right, 22. First of all, thank you everybody for the hype train level 5. Woot woot. That was very exciting. What do we do with hype trains on this channel? Oh my God! You guys get a commander. Somebody gets a commander.
I have a commander
forgot
already
about
makes
that. Yeah,
it.
that's
Don't I?
right.
Yeah, that's very exciting. We're gonna have to find out who gets to have the commander. I think it should be Cell, but we should design a commander that wants to coup d'etat. All in favor? No? Wow, guys. Okay, cool.
You guys are like.
You can slide to my DMs and give me that high five. Okay. So, anyways,
Am I allowed to bluff as well? Change what I was saying?
I mean, change what you were saying. You were saying something. He coughed over you, and then I had to make a sense of what the hell was going on. You're welcome to bluff after, sure.
Yeah, I'll bluff after.
Okay, what do you say?
Let me think about it. Give me a second. Quick second.
Cell doesn't even rule this place. Why is he even on this council?
Well, first of all, we're not even a council, okay? So neither of you guys rule this place either, okay? So I'm here now.
Yeah.
What about this ball? I haven't heard much about it.
The classic redirection. Okay.
Yeah.
Jake,
With a 28, okay. Like, how about that?
Jake, sometimes you're one of my favorite people. You know? Okay, so all right. So you of course start saying your bullshit. He coughs over you and speaks loudly. He clearly is able to see what's going on, and you try to classic redirect away from it. He stops for a second and says, "The Ashen Orc. You're the Ashen Orc, aren't you?"
He's gonna look at himself and be like, "Yes."
You're the Ashen Orc. And... oh. I suppose the reputation of the crown is known for how ostentatious it is for a clan warlord rather than a king. And then that leads to Kushibashi, our friendly neighbors to the south. I suppose now I understand why it is that the attack was brought to our people, and so many were slaughtered for nothing. Warlords, it was a pleasure to have the opportunity to meet with you. He gives an
I'm gonna
appropriate bow.
motion at the guards to step
Yeah.
in front of the door.
Yeah, the guards can step in front of the door. He stands up, sees that, and looks back at you and says, "There are laws in Kajinksi."
You're our guest. I just have a couple of questions for you. What attack are you talking about?
He will turn back and smile and say, "The attack on our training camp that we had. It was Clan Vosk. It was Clan Vosk that had attacked us had attacked our people in the middle of the night while they were training, and then went on to attack one of our settlements.
Oh,
They were broken like the bitches they are.
this is quite the accusation. Accusation. You have proof.
That Clan Vosk's mercenaries attacked Clan Novak. Yes, it is well known that Clan Vosk was hiring the mercenaries, the Thundering Hammers, or Thunder Hammers, or honestly, they were the broken drums by the time we were done with them.
Well, yes.
Oh
that's
well, you're
because-
in the same boat as us then, because Clan Vosk also attacked Densha, and that's why we're here now.
And we also dominated the Thunderhammers.
Interesting. That is, Clan Vosk seems to have been quite the thorn in people's side under the previous leadership.
Go ahead and
Shit.
roll a bluff check, Jake.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
he's
it's-
also
it's
sliding the
true.
conversation a different way. He's changing the tone, redirecting the opinion. Like,
Look.
this is a bluff check.
I am doing a redirect, all right?
Yes.
Is it a
But-
bluff check? Because I think technically Jake has no knowledge
Give-
that I hired those mercenaries.
Exactly.
No, it's
Give
bluff-
me a-
it's a
give
bluff-
me give me a diplomacy. Look, the modifiers aren't that different, all right? So give me a chance.
Hold
There's
on.
gotta be
Give
a
me,
chance.
give me 1 second. Let me hear Nick's argument first.
Is that I did not tell the rest of the council that I had hired the mercenaries to attack Clan Bach.
It was intentionally done in some
withheld
intense
that-
ignorance.
I specifically withheld that information.
Only one person saw through it, and it was Ivan, I think. Right? Or it was
That
just
is
Ivan
correct.
that saw through it. Yeah. Oh no, Ivan or your spy master, one of the two.
No, it was Ivan.
Okay. Shut up, Joey. Nobody wants your opinion.
And redirecting a conversation would be diplomacy. I mean, it's part of diplomacy.
Give it to me, Scott. I don't have many modifiers, all right? Please.
You know what?
It's probably not going to work out either way.
I'll let Xylemos choose.
Xylemos knows what to pick.
Because it was a spy master, I assume so. Yeah, Xylemos chose. All right, I knew they were gonna. So go ahead, diplomacy it is, sir.
My diplomacy's bad anyway.
Yeah. What is it? One difference.
No.
Ooh, good
Nice.
numbers. You got a +6. That's
Are you-
great.
22.
Are you happy with that result, sir?
Oh, luck it.
Like it. Oh, nice one.
The 23's.
Well, it's a contested check, so 23 makes a difference.
Can I
Actually-
aid his bluff check?
He actually stops for a second, and he says, "Oh, hold on," because you're actually not a boon in this situation. He actually stops for a second, and he says, "Let me think on this. This means that Clan Vosk had attacked both the south and the north, but not at the same time. Who was it that was attacked first?"
Varix just raised an eyebrow when we were attacked.
Recently, within the last month. Honestly, you were like barely before that, as you know.
Like
Yeah,
a week
yeah,
before.
I would-
Like a week before, I think, or 2
Yeah.
weeks.
It's like
Such
I
a
think it was 2
small
weeks.
clan to split their force. No wonder they hired mercenaries. We dealt with Clan Vosk members just a few days before you were attacked.
He thinks for a second. So you're meaning to tell me that Clan Vosk attacked you, you defeated Clan Vosk, and their mercenaries fled them to attack to the north?
I didn't even know they attacked to the north, and you're telling me. I'm telling you what I know.
Mercenaries like their plunder. If they couldn't get the wealth in Voss because they were defeated, they might sought to plunder your lands.
I'm told the Thunderhammers are known for this kind of random behavior. I'm sure they were traveling and just trying to basically line their pockets for the trip north.
Technically, that's a bluff check. As previously said, Thunderhammers are actually pretty stoic, so you have to bluff check that one, Nick. But if you win, that goes well.
I'm pretty sure you told me that's what they were like, but that's fine.
They were known for destroying their enemies on the battlefield and like respecting the coin.
Usually they stick to hold on, Nick. You just got to Winifred's wisdom.
Ooh, somebody is a smart fucker.
Steve is doing it.
Because you all know I will fucking ruin this roll.
Roll with the +5.
Oh jeez. All right, give
My
me one
God.
sec here.
I don't like how there's evil characters for this campaign. Okay,
Evil character. What are you talking about?
that's what Scott has to tag as.
What?
It must be from when I was playing the video game before. Whoops.
So this is bluff.
Canterbury's got that evil ass.
That's
+5?
terrible. +5. So that's...
no, Nick, you're supposed to include the correct modifier.
Oh, gotcha. I forgot to
So
do
add
that.
that in there and roll again.
So you made a button for this, right?
For what?
Just in the temp mod.
Just add the modifier
mod, yeah.
in temp.
Right. You got to make it difficult on this fucking
You're
boomer,
welcome.
huh?
Oh God, roll high, Nick, please.
Roll lower than an 8. That made me so happy if that was your big roll.
Probably was.
He rolled
It
a
was.
4. He rolled
Yes.
a 4.
Yes.
Luck it.
Yeah.
We don't have luck if no one put it in. Why so many one?
Oh, that makes you so
Jeez.
happy. That makes you so happy.
You can still fail it.
Oh my God.
You
Okay.
need to.
I technically rolled the +5. I'm not going to keep asking chat to roll because it's going to take all day to like asking and receive. But VSword, you want to roll me one last D20, and this was the +5.
Vsor, roll a 1, please. Critically fail. Watch Vsor get in at 20.
I mean, VSword is going to be on your side. She's going to roll like a 4. She'll be
The
like,
dice
Nick,
aren't on our
she'll be like,
side.
Nick, I stand with you. And rolls a 4.
Rolled an 8, which
8
means
plus
Nick
5
wins.
equals 8 plus 5 equals what?
13, so they're equal.
I know.
Player wins ties. PC wins ties.
No,
I know.
he
Yeah,
rolls a daddy dice.
I know.
The bastard. But
I
it's a very
know.
low win. It's a very low win.
I know.
Oh, that's terrible. You're a terrible human being.
I know.
Look,
Oh.
it can't be as bad as it could have been. You just don't know anything about the Thunderhammers. That's fine. All right?
And now Xylamos is making demands since you lost this, Nick. And Xylamos is telling you suck, Scott. Okay, so I'll expect that tomorrow morning. Okay, it'll entertain me during my conference call. So thank you, Nick. I appreciate your commitment. And thank you, Xylamos, for putting out that command for me. All right. So,
God.
anyways,
Oh,
all right.
You don't do
piece of
It's
shit.
fine, Xylon.
All right. So,
The
anyways,
dice hate Nick. It's fine.
they do. All right, back to you. Sorry. So they stand there listening to your what it was that you had said about them smashing. He goes, I don't know. I would need to see a degree of evidence for whether or not what you're saying is true. Kushibashi sitting to your side makes me a little suspicious. Though the union of your 3 clans, it was known. We knew that there was something happening. But this confirms what was thought of. Well, nonetheless, I have nothing else to say to you.
You came here for a reason. I'm confused. If somebody attacked Densha like Vosk attacked you, will you bring them gifts? He says as he picks up some gemstones and drops them back into the chest. You meant to bring Vosk gifts for attacking you.
Vok has dealings, and they will do them as they see fit.
Interesting. I really don't know why you came here.
He bows again and says,
Oh, I know why you came here.
Mhm.
You were coming here to buy allies to attack Clan Kuchibashi. Oh.
"Attack Clan Kushibashi. Now
Hmm.
that's, Warlord." He says, "Now that, Warlord, with respect, is quite the accusation."
Sense motive on that.
You go right ahead.
I'll go for it too.
No, I'm putting it out there so you can roll because once again I have a 0 modifier. So come on, guys.
I have a 3.
Get with it.
That was almost 20.
Before you guys all roll, I do have a decent modifier. I have a +9 in lying.
Ah, yes, the DM knowledge of building this character in advance.
Whoa. They're a
just came really
diplomat.
used.
They're supposed to be good at lying.
Sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sure.
meta-wise, we know he's lying.
Oh, jeez.
Because
I'll
Scott
roll
did
a
just
sense
say he was
motive,
lying.
too.
Huge numbers.
Wow, ooh, that's a hard one.
Nice.
Couldn't have fucking rolled that before, huh?
Ooh.
Lock it, Nick. Lock it.
You luck first.
Lock
Is
it, Nick.
Is it worth
We
a
do
look?
have luck.
Yes,
Okay.
he
Oh,
can't beat you.
no!
What the
Oh my god. Okay. So he says that's quite the accusation. Though Nick, you think that his saying that's quite the accusation, you hear just ever so slight tone to it. You swear you see the slight smile in the corner of his eye. That suggests right in the corner of his eyes. That suggests maybe not exactly that, but you hit damn near on the mark.
Oh, well then. I mean, just conjecture, right?
He says,
Do-
the conjecture.
you-
I don't know the meaning of the word.
Are you invited to the dance? Or is your clan invited?
To the ball.
I'm sure they're invited to a lot of balls.
How giving your enemy gifts and all? I can see that. They're subs.
Oh, that's awesome. So, hey, what's up, Messi? So anyways, he says, Clan Vosk has proudly joined the ball for the past several years, and they intend to continue the tradition.
We'll see you there.
He smiles, bows again, and says, I will see you there, Warlord, and you have every intention of arriving.
I'm sure you intend to.
He, once again,
Vessel looks
smile on
at.
his face, but narrows his eyes. You can see, like, the look of his eyes says, I swear, I could just slit your throat. You know what I mean? Like, you could just see it in his eyes.
He would lose a
Is he
1v1.
human, this guy? I can't remember.
Half orc, I said. Sounded like
half
5'5",
orc, yeah.
5'6", so about Messi's height. I love how we got raiders and the view count dropped by the number of raiders that came in. Because Twitch is so broken right now. It goes from whatever it was, 8 raid, number drops significantly lower. Twitch is so broken. Go ahead.
Maybe raids work different now. When you raid somebody, you're actually stealing their viewers. to your
Ooh.
channel.
Like, you literally are like raiding them and like, oh,
Mm.
Rena's here. Whoa, Cryptic Strike got timed out. Aww. I wonder why that happened.
You haven't gotten rid of the timeouts of Scooter, have you? You're so bad.
Awesome.
You're so bad.
But anyway, so go ahead, Jake. Or Nick or whoever.
I wasn't saying anything.
Keep going.
No,
Yeah,
I wasn't saying
I
anything.
think
We're
I'm
leaving, I
done.
think.
So yeah.
I think he just leaves.
Yeah, oh, you guys actually
Yeah.
let him out?
I mean,
No, well, Scott's got it right. I haven't asked the guy to move from the door yet. I'm just waiting to see if he just tries to leave.
He's
Well-
going to. Absolutely. He bows once again, and then he'll go and try to leave.
we can't keep him here.
I mean,
That's enough out of you.
accidents happen on the road all the time. So.
This is not the type of thing you want to mess with.
I'll let him stand in front of the door for a couple of seconds, and then I'll tell the guy to move.
Don't we have a gate tax at the city?
Does he take the chest with him?
No. He leaves it there. He's no fool.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
okay, well then.
Let's
He's
go,
not-
boy.
He was.
He wasn't getting that chest back. As soon as if he sat it down in front of me, he wasn't getting that back. Let's be real.
It was very much meant to be a thing that was supposed to be left as a gift, and it is still supposed to be for Clan Vosk. If you guys choose to take it, that means you stole from Clan Vosk. Poor spiffy space dragon. Doesn't know what happened because Rena set him up for failure.
Boss,
anyways.
you need to give us this gift.
Well, no one from Clan Vosk leadership is here right now. We got bags.
So they walk up to the
he
door.
does
They
leave.
wait for about a second or two, and then they say, they say to the soldier, "You need to move."
If he talks to the soldier, I'm just going to leave it. And the soldier would just stand there.
He would turn
Castle
back
would-
and look at the three of you.
Castle would dismiss the soldiers.
You can't.
They're part of Clan Vosk. We're all warlords.
No, you are not you specifically wanted nothing to do with it.
If you go to dismiss them, they would have to look to the other.
Then I wouldn't dismiss them. So
And
I
I
would
just
look
play
at
it that way. Just play that
Well,
way.
no,
because
I
when
would
he
know
does
I
look
wouldn't
to
be
us,
able
we wouldn't shame you. So we'll also
Yeah.
It's better that way.
Because it's your character. It's your character.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
your character
but
is equal to them.
if my character knows that, then he wouldn't dismiss them. He's not.
But you don't necessarily know that, though.
No, that's
Because you are
fine.
a
It's
warlord,
fine.
they respect you as much, and so on and so forth. But that's fine. So they would look over to the other two because they know who their leader is. It's not like it's going to be a big thing. And so eventually they get to the side, and then once they step to the side, they go back to the door. They'll turn around, give one low bow, and says, "Then I'll be seeing you at the ball."
I'll be sure to bring Aurorum with me. Been a long time.
He'll actually look back and say, "Aurorum, is that old man still going at it?"
Oh, yes, he is. Going well.
Well, lets the man know that I wish him well, but everybody knows that eventually all bones turn to dust. And he turns and will walk out the door. And you guys are left with a chest full of gold. You guys are welcome to roll praise checks, or whoever amongst you has the highest appraise.
I have a
I feel
2.
like that's Tesla.
Not a class skill of mine, so I have a 2.
Hmm?
It's I just have my int, so
Nothing across the board.
I'll roll. I can't roll an appraise without a skill in it, right?
You can. Of course you can.
Oh,
If you walked up to a tapestry, you'd be like, I think this is
21.
worth. Hey, it's pretty solid. Do you want to modify that? Or are you happy with that result?
yeah, it's fine. We can get someone official. to
Honestly,
appraise it.
those coins, the jewelry, the gems, and whatnot inside of it, you're pretty sure that's worth about 15,000 gold pieces.
Wow.
15,000 gold.
Yeah, that's almost 4 BP.
That's a lot.
These the stones inside there are
they're spending up.
Are there any nice rubies in there?
yeah, absolutely.
This is going to Clan Box Treasury.
Liz, first of all, Tesla's just looking at it, so Tesla's the one that's appraising the value of it all. Okay.
Clan Vosk has yet to start paying its dues to us. They are supposed to be paying us a monthly allowance of sorts, but we are still rebuilding here, so I would tend to agree, no.
Yes, and I'd like them to start building their coffers because I have a feeling having Vosk being able to mount a force, a fast response force for trouble to the north is going to be soon needed.
Yes.
I mean, it should go to Vosk anyway. They need a BP.
Are there coins in this chest?
Combination of coins, but you have to understand, like, with that really high appraisal check, one of the reasons why the coins are of significance is because some of the coins in there are from the first mint that ever existed inside Kajinxi. That first mint was actually only able to produce so many coins before it actually broke down, and several people like died in the accident that broke it down, and so on and so forth. So only so many coins were originally minted in that first thing, so it has an enhanced value because of that. As well as, again, gems and jewelry and,
So what I'm getting at with that question is it's very unlikely that Southern clans would have such a large amount of originally minted coins.
I mean,
That what's the likelihood?
they're in a river.
A large amount? I mean, depends on how much they have in total, but yeah, it would be unlikely. Yeah, sure.
So because I still think this is all shit rolling downhill from Clan Fuckboy or whatever it is.
Oh,
Arquad. Yeah.
it's Clan Zinquing.
No.
Zinquin.
Yeah,
Is it Zinquin?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fuckwad was the douchebag.
The
Yeah.
douchebag. Yep.
Yeah.
Fauquois. What's his name? It's Fauquois. Sorry. But go ahead.
I guess it just goes to Vosk, right? It's 3 BP and then extra.
And an extra $3,000 on top of that, which honestly, if you're hiring mercenaries, that $3,000 goes a long way.
We need a Vosk sheet at some point.
Don't worry about that after I'm done updating the sheets.
Yeah.
Vosk lives ish.
Jake, you don't know what
Yeah.
happens to Sun's Rest. Don't worry about it.
I think this is fine for now, but there's a couple of things this bribery could have been for. Either they intend to attack our clans while we're away, or they intend to attack us while we're on the road, or both.
Yeah. I'm not too sure. He'll turn to Tessel and say, Warlord Tessel, I mean this with the greatest respect, but sometimes it is better to listen rather than talk. I fear that we have lost some vital information that we otherwise would have gotten by playing our hand too quickly.
He nods. I will try to be one of dim my reaction. I am one to act quick, to snub a threat or to show my hand, as I do not fear my enemy seeing it. But I will keep my mouth quiet if it is your two's desires to listen more beforehand.
Well, there is always a time to act quickly. There is also a time to watch and to listen.
Of course.
Naren, what are you thinking? Do you think they move to... It's more likely for them to attack us on the road or attack when we aren't there? To attack during the ball would definitely not, I would imagine, not go over well with the northern clans.
I wouldn't fear an attack during the ball. It is not army season. It is winter. Their men will... It's cold. Their men will be inside their houses, unable to till fields. They can't waste the extra food for an army to be on the march. It is unlikely that they would come and attack.
Maybe unlikely that they would launch a full-scale assault on our territories. But for a smaller-sized army to move swiftly through the roads to attack us while we make our way up north or returning from, that seems more likely. This is definitely...
They also have money. I would also fear I may have put Aurorum in harm's way, although, that is his own business with what happened there. Which I support anyway. But I would think to you as well, Kushibashi, that we have to worry about assassins in the night.
So more or less, as you're saying assassins in the night, the door opens up again, and you see Hoko, Irithel, and Aaliyah coming back in from where they were having their own private meal separated from you guys and whatnot, and come to join you again, as well as servants coming in to clear off the table from you and whatnot. As they all kind of like take their seats and looking in at the three of you, give each other appropriate nods or whatever your reactions might be. Irithel would gesture towards the chest full of treasures and whatnot in front of you, as well as I imagine a couple of treasures even on the table in front of you, and says, well, that's something.
Yes, payment to Vosk from Vosk. For attacking them. You see? Apparently that Vosk attacked. I mean, fucking, the two V's. What is it?
Vosk.
Yeah, apparently Vosk attacked Vosk, and they beat their army, and then an emissary arrives to pay them. Interesting.
Interesting to say the least. The fact that Vosk is being paid by... My apologies. Vosk is being paid by Vosk after Vosk attacks Vosk. Let me think on this for a moment. Does that not sound like it was staged to one degree or another? Like perhaps Vosk had paid Vosk to do this action, to make them seem as though they were a victim at the expense of their people. What kind of angle or benefits could come from that? He says, looking to his left, realizing it's Hoko, and immediately looking to his right to Aaliyah. Aaliyah. Aaliyah thinks for a moment and says, I can't think of a thing. A reason why Vosk would attack Vosk under pay? It seems strange to say the least.
It's pretty simple when you realize that I paid the mercenaries to march north.
Hoko says, you did? Hoko's not a good liar. To be clear.
So I'm just going to bring that one out. Yeah, absolutely. The two northern tribes had two army training camps sitting right at Kuchibashi's border. So I purchased the Thunderhammers from Clan Vok, seized control of Vok, and then sent Thunderhammers north. While they were successful in routing the camps, unfortunately, their charge died at the city of Vosk.
Well, this is quite the... So wait. Then Vok believes that Vosk was the ones to attack them. They would have no reason to believe that it was Kushibashi, if not even we knew it was you, and we of course look into matters all around us. So then they came here for a reason. What I could imagine would be turn a negative into a positive. Both forgive them for the action that they've taken against them, since it was known that the Thunderhammers were stationed here before. Forgiveness is a valuable thing. It means you need not have to worry about the northern clans and their courts and trials. And then also pay them for something else. 15,000 gold. On top of the... I'd hate to ask. Warlords, with respect, do you think that each of you has a price on your head for only 5,000?
Unlikely. That is far too little for how much our clans produce and value.
15,000 is enough to muster a large enough mercenary band to attack a small group heading to a soiree up north.
Well, let's think about this for a moment. Maybe if we can bring the overlay over to the map phase. Hoko, could you please roll out one of those maps for us so that we can all see it? Thank you, Hoko. Appreciate it.
They may not have had knowledge that we were even invited.
Oh, that is unlikely. It is very likely that you would be invited because of the significance of what has happened as of late. The offense against your clans, a way to show some degree of face towards it, how much successes has happened against the clans, with the clans, etc. Alright, well, knowing that there is a river up in this region over here that heads to the north, as well as the river that's over in this region over here, or the lake, I should say. Perhaps it's believed that a safe way to travel would be through the Western River. It is right next to Kushibashi, and since you're traveling for a diplomatic endeavor, it would be considered illegal to be a part of any staged attacks. It's an opportunity to be extra protected by the laws of Kajinksi, but also exposed as you leave your own walls. Perhaps it was to hire Vosk to be a part of such things. Problems like this I could see being resolved in this way. With each of you dead, or at least some of you dead, it would lead a power vacuum. They could then allow the infighting to take care of itself.
This may not be something to do with all three of us. He seemed to have a special disdain for Warlord Naran. Didn't really react to the other two, me or Tessel, Warlord Tessel. But there was genuine something on his face when he realized Kushibashi was here.
I imagine they are under pressure from the success of our delves into Eldamar. Also, Clan Kuchibashi has been claiming portions of the river, most likely blocking complete river dominance from this clan Vosk. In essence, we're an economic threat.
Also a military one. If they know of our alliance, then they would fear you and us in turn. If they could destroy you individually, they might suspect we would abandon Clan Kushibashi, and it would allow them and their neighbors to take over your lands.
I'm not so sure they were aware of the alliance.
I think he did mention something about it, right?
Mm-hmm. There were rumors about it, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have done a lot of stuff together lately, so.
Urathel, should we have him shot down on his way back?
Oh. As much as that sniveling idiot should probably be killed, I don't think it would be wise. We don't exactly want to poke the lion before we walk into its den. Unfortunately, knowing that they are planning or potentially planning something means we have only two other options for how to travel north. There is the lake in central Kajinksi, above Tangchang. That lake is a dangerous one for other reasons. And then there's the river in eastern Kajinksi, which is, of course, controlled by Xin Qin. So, if we do not travel by water with either of the rivers or by the lake, then we have to walk through the open plains, and that's where the clanless were exposed to them, as well as the wilds that happen to exist out there. Great scorpions, greater in size than even the greatest warrior that you have. Except for, of course, us, Warlord. He says to Varix, because you have a giant. But also because it's still a Warlord, so stroke him. Anyways, he says we would want to stick to one of the waterways. East and west now seems like they are not options unless we choose to do so out of defiance. That leads us. We have to walk through south central of Kajinksi, all the way to Tangchang, so that we can travel through the lake.
Did I when I bought that explorer group that revealed that clan, did I get the name of that clan from the explorers?
I think I explicitly told you they didn't get the name because they traveled through quickly.
Okay.
And you actually saw it wasn't one clan; it was two,
Oh,
right?
I only saw.
Oh no, never
The-
mind. There's only one. Okay, my apologies.
No,
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 it
no.
is.
Now I'm looking at my DM map, so I was confused for a second. But I was actually
Yeah.
confusing it with Vosk, which is to the west of there.
There's like a gold clan like right here or something
Correct.
like that.
Yep. It's actually, to be clear, I am pinging the center of what would. It's not a honeycomb, but the center of what would be a honeycomb is where I am pinging right now. And I am ping. Go ahead.
Yeah. There's a clan to my direct north. It's I didn't get much information. I'm gonna send people to gather it. But
That's their spots. Go ahead.
mhm. There's a clan there that my explorers discovered that we could avoid by going through the hills, I believe, or we could walk through on our way up with gifts if we desired. But it might not be too inhospitable if we can find clans there that will follow the laws of the land.
Hoko will chime in and say, Warlords, I think we need not worry. You're thinking of traveling from your own homes, but it is the three of you that will be joining Clan Vosk, heading to the north, as Clan Vosk has discussed and will accept your invitation. We will head out from Clan Vosk, and the meanwhile, Clan Vosk will scout the region to be sure that these hills are fully cleared of great danger. Lesser dangers we will handle on our way, just carefully as to not muddy our clothes. From there, it is not a long travel to Tengcheng. It is not long travel at all. We can stick to the hills as much as possible to get there. It will slow down our journey, but see to it that we can view all attacks before they find their way to our backs.
It's as good a plan as any.
And they would not expect it as much as going from one of our homes.
They might expect it now. They know that Vosk is more or less under our rule.
They don't know
Hoko,
Vosk is going.
Hoko clears his throat when you say that.
They don't know Vosk is invited. We didn't tell him. They
You
might
don't walk
suspect
up to your puppet state and say, "Hey, bitch, make me coffee." You know,
Why not?
because that's not how diplomacy works. You want them to stay your puppet state.
Well, Hoko is also Kushibashi. You know, that should just say, you know, the
Oh,
reason
he-
why he's in power, more or less, is because Naren put him there.
I'm sorry, I think you used the wrong word. Was Kushibashi. You got a promotion to a lesser state.
I'm gonna say, is it really a promotion?
Listen, you could be a junior
still under
developer.
us, so-
You could be a junior developer at a large company or a senior developer at a small company. Okay? Right?
Pays more.
Who offers
Junior
more?
developer.
Yeah.
Who offers more vacation time? Oh,
Junior
no,
junior
because we're in
developer.
America.
Yeah. The junior across the line.
If
I'm not
anything,
changing
yeah.
what I said.
Working for small companies as an engineer is probably the worst thing you could ever do.
Depends on the trajectory of the small company. If it's exploding, it could be a huge thing. You know that.
You do 2 to 5 years at the big company, and then you go to the startup. Difference between small company and startup.
Oh, my apologies. I said small company, but startup would be yeah. But you know, both Gary and my dad have done very well by joining on to startups that then. Actually, Gary twice was in a startup that got acquired. Twice he got payouts for being a part of a startup that got acquired. That's huge.
I know. One of my startups is supposed to IPO this year. Please, God.
That'd be nice.
It
But
would be.
oh yeah, because you still have a lot of shares in that company, don't you?
I do.
Because you didn't sell when you left.
Correct.
That's funny. Good for you. If you're with a company, a startup company, and they offer you stock options, I'm not giving you financial advice. I'll let it stop there.
That's so we head from Clan Vosk as your clan prepares the hills and by scouting to make sure there isn't a large group of hill giants or whatnot, or soldiers from
Yeah.
the neighboring lands.
Travel around and make sure that they are clear. My spear is not the only thing that is quick. I move quick on my feet as well. I'll see to it that we travel well. At least to the edges of the hills around Vosk. Beyond that, I won't be able to scout too far. But if we bring a gift with us, if we're traveling through another clan's lands, it is appropriate to ask for permission and to give a gift to those for the travel. Now, if it is problem that they wish to bring to us, though, there is not a man or woman amongst us that will be going along that cannot handle themselves. Wow. Wow. If you're on YouTube, sorry, you don't get to know or wowing.
Is that all then? Or is there more for us to discuss before we head back to our own clans?
Can we finalize who's coming in the entourage? And are we bringing a small force, or are we trying to go stealth?
5 men each from each clan would be suitable enough.
Yeah, you want to go with a tiny army like that. Mm-hmm.
Be what, 20 soldiers in total, plus us 4, plus us 3 and Hoko, and then Aaliyah and
Wow.
Aurorum.
My personal honor guard is about 20 soldiers.
I mean, are you gonna take all 20 of them all the way up with you? That'd be very expensive and very hard because we have to get boats and stuff.
I'll have to. I got to look again at the cost of my followers if we're going to do that.
Oh yeah, you have
we,
followers.
Are we getting on a ship, are we?
We're going through the lake in central Kajinksi.
We're going through the lake.
Yeah.
Why are we
Because
going through
the
the lake again?
So the West River is Clan Vosk, and that's dangerous.
I'm actually going to make this a little bit easier for you guys to discuss. Why don't I drag you over to... Let me just find out which map is the proper one to bring to you. Bring you to, sorry.
The full Kajinksi?
Nope, not this one. Was it over here? I think it was this one here. Hold on. Yeah, here... Wait, no. This is a stumpy map. Why is that map so stumpy? Can I move it? Hey, Stumpy. Oh, hold on. No, you're just a stumpy map. You suck. Okay, come back over here. What can I do for you here? Can I clear off all these objects? No. That's unfortunate. Give me a second to show you guys a better map, okay? Okay? Sound good? You guys discuss amongst yourselves while I'm getting the map up. Sorry, this is gonna take me a minute.
Yeah, the reason we don't want to go west is because that's Clan Vosk. The Eastern River is Xingqin, which is a clan that attacked us at the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So Irithel talked about some like the clanless lands or whatever that are the plains that have giant scorpions and whatnot, which would be pretty dangerous. And then
well, you want to bring your 5 people. I want to bring my giant. So.
We can't bring a giant. Try putting a giant on a boat.
So if you're looking at this map right here, you can see that
Just...
you can see the map of Kajinksi, right? And you have obviously the Western River is the one where Nick is, where obviously you have an enemy happens to be on the Western River. The Eastern River, as you can see, is the river that has Xingqin in it, which obviously would be a concern. And then you have the central area to go north and has a river coming off of it is Tengchang. And that's how you go up there. The other options
They're
are...
not hostile to us, right?
Who?
Teng Chang.
No,
we don't know who they are.
Yep, you have no relations to them whatsoever. And they are also a door to the north. You know what I mean? So that's a great opportunity for you to be able to go up there. Then otherwise, you have to go all the way east, all the way around Xingqin's river, over near the Dalelands, or up the central area in the plains, which are supposedly very dangerous. So You obviously don't know that for a fact as of right now. So I mean, it's kind of your choice for how you want to go about it. You know.
Mm.
I think it's safest to go to the lake. I mean, like we have like 30 people with us. We can probably get a boat and it'll be fine. But like the food situation might get scarce depending on how much food we can get and bring. But I don't know. Think
Well, I
that's
mean,
gonna be a big deal.
it's really how dangerous is going around the lake. Like we travel up to the lake and then skirt around the outside of it.
It's also
Elaborate the outside.
faster.
Can you show me on the map what you mean, Jake?
Yeah, exactly. Like more or less where that thing was. Just
Like
What thing?
this.
hang on.
Okay, so that's more dangerous because you're going into the area where there's supposedly it's a clanless or whatever.
Okay.
It would also just be faster to go to the lake anyway.
Because Jake, you don't want to get
It would
attacked
be-
on the road.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be faster. But the thing that I'm not opposed to even Naren bringing like his 20 honor guard, because one thing is we're also supposed to be sending a message, especially when we get there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I thought he was talking about his mounted
we could all go there with 5 men. What is that? That doesn't really send a strong message. Like me, Verix wanting to take the giant. The giant serves Verix. That sends a message.
Yeah, I just don't know how we're gonna get the giant across the lake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I don't know. I don't think the lake is our only option. I'm not opposed to a little bit of
I mean, we can,
danger,
but
but
we don't know how long this will take us. And we don't want to like how many weeks in advance are we gonna have to head out there? Is like kind of the question.
That's a good question. Is what's the fastest route, right?
Rivers are going to be the fastest because this river, funny enough, is the rivers always flow like downward, right? So the rivers are going to flow like with the one that you're in, Nick, because you're in the higher altitude. That actually flows northward, and then dumps south into the. You can just see the very top of where that river kind of like because it actually comes up and like a bendy kind of northward, and then it turns hard east and then drops south into that lake over there. But it also has another branch that continues to go north a little bit because that's down in the plains area. But then once you continue going further and further in North Kajinksi, that's where the river on the other side kind of comes down this way because, again, rivers just travel with gravity. And so eventually get to a point where then it actually goes the other direction and heads towards the ocean to the north. So
Also, we want to send a message, sure, but we also don't want to like bring trouble. I don't know how well behaved the giant will be in a city, or even outside the city, right? Because if the giant starts to get hungry or annoyed and just starts killing like travelers for food or whatever, that's like a problem.
I have that same concern when I travel anywhere with Varys.
But so we don't want to like bring a giant and the giant kills people and now you're facing pressure because of it and then we face pressure with you, right?
it's actually a really good like chatter that Tesla would have with Varix in game. Like, one of those, like Varix, I know that you want to show your force and the fact that you have a giant that serves you. That's something that is known by us and we genuinely find impressive. But does the benefit outweigh the issues that are definitely going to happen from this? This giant will make the lives difficult of those around the city. Do you have an easy time keeping it under your control where it has its own, where is it, like a watchtower? Where it has its own watchtower, let alone when it's surrounded by tasty little morsels like fanciful men and women inside their various gowns like they wear in the north, or a butcher shop.
I think it can also be said that if we just stroll in there with a small party, it's a show of confidence.
Well, like the reason why I suggested 5 is because if we all bring 5 troops, 20 people to walk all the way north, 20 just soldiers is a lot of people, right? But it also shows the unity that we're trying to show, right? That we work together, right? We're strong together. Which, I mean, might not be what Varix wants as a message, but it does promote like kind of the outward forest we're trying to have, which is a block of clans working together.
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand out of character, like 100%. But I mean, if we're bringing it down in character, I want to bring my giant.
Huh.
You know,
It's like I'm
So,
gonna bring 20
I'm
plus soldiers
listening.
or my giant.
I'm listening
And
to you, and I'm taking it in.
Well, then let's bring it down. Let's bring it down in character then, and I guess talk about it in character.
You also have Irithel with you too, so go ahead.
Varix, I understand you want to bring your giants, but your giants, how do I say it nicely? Is a giant behaved? Or is it just still the giants we fought? Would it, when it's hungry, pluck a man from a cart and eat him? Or see tasty food in the city and run into the city? Or take from the fields outside the city if there is, or whatnot? Can you hold his instinct?
And who will keep him in check while we're busy at the gala? I have no doubts that you can keep your pet tame on the march. It's when we have to stay idle that concerns me.
That does raise a good point.
If I
He
may,
will not listen to them.
Warlord. I understand why it is you're trying to bring this giant as well. I also very much see the benefits of bringing it much of the way. But eventually, you are no longer traveling with the wind at your back and instead facing towards it. How do I say? The show of force that the giant has much benefit when traveling through the other southern clans. The other southern clans. They will see what it is that Clandensho has to offer, and why they shouldn't think twice before coming against us in the future. But when we get to the actual northern clans, have you ever visited the north before, Warlord?
I've been there when I was appointed the station.
Then you know that they wear more makeup than they do warrior garb. That they practice their dancing and their words and not how to rip apart their enemies on the battlefield. These are a people that would be shocked and frightened by your giant for a few moments before just seeing it as a... Warlord, do you know what a circus is? Neither here nor there. They would see it as a point of amusement more than they would as a point of fear, because they do not believe that their lives are going to be in danger with it coming so far to the north. Because if it did misbehave, the recourse would be, shall we say, grand. If you wish to bring the giants, I will not argue with you. But perhaps we find a comfortable place for it to stay, and leave it there for a short time, while we finish our trek, and return to it for the walk south.
I understand. I know that the north is very different. That's why I had Pete raised there, so we could have some knowledge, first-hand knowledge of how it works.
Because that's why we often just thought Pete was the one that you were trying to spend less time with. He's a soft boy. He fit well there.
That's why he was sent. Okay, the giant will not come. I'll have to find something else for him to do.
What
Do
else
you
could you
wish
bring?
to bring him? Erithel would start to speak, but he quiets once you speak up, Tessel.
No, he lets Urethel finish. It's more relevant.
Okay, so kind of gesture back to Erithel. He would say, he'd nod to Tessel and say, Warlord of Eric's, do you wish to bring the giants for part of the journey to display that show of force to Tang Chang and everybody south of it?
Maybe. I'll have to see the what's happening in the south first.
I understand. Perhaps the lake would be a good region for the giants to stay in. They can have an opportunity to learn how to swim.
We'll see.
Okay, Tessel.
Varix, what else do you have to bring to symbolize you being the Ashen Orc? I don't think you need much else, do you, right? You are the
not
Ashen
trying
Orc?
I'm not trying to prove I'm the Ashen Orc.
Well, you're trying to show who your clan is by bringing the giants, no?
No,
Barren
I'm just
Lands.
trying to show force. It's a show of force. I'm not. What's the word? I'm not self-conscious. Just wanted to bring the giant because
Because you had
it is
giants?
a show. It's a show. Yeah, it's a show of force. You know what I mean? I don't know how many tribes have their own giant, so just you know. But if you want to bring 5 from each clan, leading us with a force of 20, I'm sure that'll be sufficient.
I can have weapons made to, if we wish to have them geared with sturdier gear. I don't know what weapons you have for your people. I can have new ones crafted fresh.
Well, I just found. We recently found many. One of the vaults below Kabe. It's already been sent to Jorman. So if you get him to take a look at it.
If you don't mind my interjecting at this point, Warlord, you are suggesting having weapons put together for our allies. What is the point, or I suppose, what is the approach the 3 of you, 3 warlords, would be when we head to the north? Do you intend to stand united as though you were effectively one force? Or do you intend to stand with your back straight as each individual clan? It's important to draw the distinctive lines of how you want to do it. Do you stand in a circle together or in separate ones?
I believe together will be the right choice. It's already being whispered that we have formed our own faction, so we might as well present a unified front.
I disagree on one fact. They may think they've heard rumors of our alliance of sorts. They do not know how solid that is. It would be better to represent our own clans when within ourselves we represent the 3. Don't give them more information than they already have.
To the southern clans, we need to be seen as one united force to scare off, show our strength. To the north, that does not matter. We have to show ourselves, I believe.
Do you see what I mean, Naren? While presenting ourselves together is a statement, it is also something that will be noticed by others and maybe looked into a little too closely.
I believe it's going to be noticed regardless. I think if we present now in force, we control when it's noticed.
I'm sorry to she says I'm sorry, Warlord, she says to Tessel, and then she looks at Naren and says, I have to agree with the Warlord. Warlord Kushibashi makes a point. If news is eventually going to find its way out one way or another, control the flow of that news and the tone of it. get ahead of it, if you will.
I've learned that lesson.
She gives kind of like a sheepish smile back your way. Which
I'll
is
look at
her point
Irithyll.
entirely.
Do you think that, Irithyll, do you think that it is better to present as a united force now? When, what do we gain from it rather than what we lose?
He takes a while to respond, which is not unusual for Irithyll. But this is like one of those times where he's taking so long to respond. I imagine your character might even get annoyed and give him some sort of ask again or like or whatever it is you might do, or do you just wait? He takes a while.
I wait because Irithyll is our thinker.
Okay.
Alright? That's what he's paid to do.
So he takes a considerable amount of time to think about his response, and then he says, "My guts tells me to be separate from one another, but I think Aaliyah, with her outside perspective," he says, not quite with disdain, has a point. When dealing with the northern clans, especially the stronger ones, you have to understand they are trying to be like they're trying to be less Karak and more like the nations around them. So I think showing unity is showing strength. Twofold even. Not only is it strength together as opposed to individual strength, but also by being a trio, no offense, he says to Hoko, it mirrors what the clans in the north are doing. Think of it this way. If Kajinxi was controlled by 3 clans in the north and 3 clans in the south, something that would not be completed for generations very likely, but a story that you could imagine their bards starting to, brew up in their covers late night, it might do well. At one point in time, historians would call back to those who first predicted its happening, and so on. Forgive me for I believe more strongly in the old ways. Individuality is key. It's strength. But again, I think Aaliyah has a point. She goes, thanks, because he takes forever. So that being said, I think it's important that if you are going to craft weapons or do anything of unity amongst each of you needs to have a representation of the other clans. Very obviously, everybody already has weapons crafted by Jorman from, what's it called? Shadow Steel. The only thing is Shadow Steel has not, prior to recently, had its own markings to it. But Jorman has been working on his own unique design lately, hasn't he? The unique color, the warmth that's intrinsic to it, so on. Something like this is a marker that it is Shadow Steel. And then, of course, everyone's going to be riding in on the finest bred Komatori that Kajinxi has to offer, or at least has to offer in the south. You could, of course, look for breeding rights while you're in the north and so on. But that also means that Clan Densho needs to bring something to the table that they're renowned for, and I imagine its cuisine not to be one of them.
I imagine there's silence in the room for a minute as Tessel cringes.
We could have a trail of dancers and hippies coming along. That'd be good. Just bring Mortifer. That's it.
You wanted to bring your giant, right? Mortifer is the giant here.
Oh no.
I mean, we could start our own Woodstock. You know what I mean? We did have that one giant festival. It can be a yearly thing. You know what I mean? Get some invites to the other clans.
I imagine Clan Densho, their dancing style is much like people inside of a mosh pit, except they do it alone.
I don't know how many years people have left to see Mortifer dance. So. you know.
It's been a long time since I've been in a mosh pit, but it's more or less like a.
What does Clan Densho have
A bunch
in
of
terms of manufacturing?
Very drunk or drugged out dumb
don't
people kicking
manufacture
and throwing
anything.
their arms around because they don't know how to dance and think that that's going to cover up the fact that they look dumb. It's pretty
We
funny.
don't manufacture anything?
No, we don't. The thing that we have is manpower, but it's, you know, if we're looking at game scale, it's the same as you guys. We have a larger army because I recruited a larger army, not that you couldn't. So we don't have anything special.
Yeah, huh. Trying to think what.
I mean, Densho is built around me. That's that we don't have anything else.
If we can get enough hides from the Barren Lands, we could have like.
No.
But-
If you just say that in game, he'll turn around and look at his own armor. We take what is better. That is our way.
I wasn't saying armor, maybe cloaks, right? Something to symbolize.
We
Your clan,
are
but-
not craftsmen.
Warlord, if you will, she says to Tessel, and then turns over to Varix and says, Densho Varix, Warlord, perhaps there's something that Clan Densho is well renowned for, something that they hold true to their hearts, something that the entire clan is known for. Perhaps you have a dance that's well known? I recall the times that I've visited your home. There's a dance hall that's extremely well maintained, and I don't know if I've seen it once empty of any of people. Perhaps when it comes time that the ball actually leads to dancing, that a cultural dance that has swept the South would be a good idea. I do apologize, but obviously we have already produced a significance from Clan Shado and Clan Kushibashi, and we are looking to fabricate one for Clan Densho. But it is something that will make your
Densho will
clan
not be
stand
known
out.
for dance.
She does look at you for a moment, like lets the seconds drag on, and then says, "Why not? Are you concerned that the ferocity of Clan Densho, who holds the barren lands to the south, isn't known? The clan that devours the flesh of its enemies is not already known? I heard stories of your clan when I was a little girl growing up in Paradel. Clan Densho is already known for all of its more unique characteristics, but certainly not those that can be shared with the clans around you. Again, unless, of course, the other warlords here are interested in expanding their horizons."
I don't believe so anytime soon, at least.
Saren's not there.
What's her name again?
Aaliyah.
As a reminder as to where they are, because I have the map open for chat, I will gladly remind you guys where it is that they are and who it is that's there. Boom.
Matter of Eric, are you going to be self-conscious about your dance?
It could be a dance from the Barren Lands. I'm sure the Koruk there have dances, no?
I'm sure they do. It's not something I thought was worth noting. Apparently, others have heard of our dance. Then I assume seems to get around how great at dancers we are. Maybe I should send emissaries to Vosk and see if they know the great dance of the South.
Erithel will chime in and say, "I don't know why you're being impertinent about this warlord. There's nothing wrong with dance, especially in the
I'm not saying
north."
there is. It's not unique though. This is. You think we
Warlord.
have our own style of dance?
You're going to a ball.
Thank you. I will think on this then.
He nods, and for him, that's the final point. Because
Yeah. Well, Varric puts his ale or whatever he's drinking down and like slams it down. That's it. Talking point's over.
That's good. That means that Aerithon got the last word. Aerithon got the last word before the gavel fell. By the way, I know you guys don't watch political crap as much as I do, but watching Ted Cruz getting called out for always needing to say the last word and then consistently trying to get the last word afterwards, while the other senator was then trying to also get the last word just to piss him off, was awesome. It was so cool. I was like, it was like calling him out for it, then subtly continuing to do that. I was like, oh, she good. That's right. Piss him off. Spit roast that pig. Anyways,
So
continue.
yes, Naren will say, I'm going to be commissioning myself some ceremonial armor. I advise you do the same. Unfortunately, we all need to play the role of the peacock for this endeavor.
I plan on having a dance gown. I don't know the word for it, but some sort of clothes designed by Pete to wear during the ball. I don't believe my armor is going to represent me as much as it would represent Varric, or maybe yourself, Naran.
Well, Aaliyah chimes in and says, that was a really good suggestion made by Pete before. Having the armor for the entrance and for certain events and so on, because you are warlords, is appropriate, but specifically for the ball itself, the evening of dances and merriment, you will have the different outfit. But I imagine everybody has their own tailors to have it crafted. She looks at Naren and says, Kushibashi Naren, the armor that you're having crafted, your ceremonial armor, I imagine it's representative of your clan more than anything else. That's good. We should all wear our appropriate armors for our appropriate clans, because it shows individuality beyond the clear signs of commonality between us.
Agreed.
She nods and says, I, for one, am very excited about learning new forms of dance. She says, poignantly not looking at Varric.
Would you like to come back with us, Warlord Tessel? If I may borrow Aaliyah maybe for a week or so, she can dance the night away for the next 7 nights. Maybe she'll be able to bring the dance to your clan.
She actually looks at you and she'll straighten her back, and before Tesla even gets to answer, she says, how good of a teacher are you?
Not very good.
Varric is big mad right now.
She tried to flirt, and he's like, no!
Varric's got big mad energy going on right now.
Oh man, I feel like this dance is gonna be like Varric sitting in the corner being like, this is the boys' side.
I remember that from school. I haven't thought of that in so long. Man. It's really the sad thing is it's really been that long.
Well, you're not that old. You're only 40? 41? How old are you again?
If I'm 40, you're in your 60s, buddy.
we are not. No. Multiplying in there, Jesus.
Of course, if you want to go, Ilya, you may, and maybe you could teach me the dance as well. I'll be working with Pete on my footwork.
So, Ilya, will you accompany us back?
I might have certain tasks that I need to handle at home that I'm going to have to return to soon, but Clan Densho is closer than Clan Shado. Perhaps I can swing by there on the way home, and she lets it trail off as she looks over at Tesla and says, I'm sure we can work out the details over the rest of the evening.
Of course.
We'll be sure to expect you then.
Okay. She nods.
Okay. Gonna pair up with Mortifer.
He's stepping on my feet! Mortifer does not step on feet! Feet are just so small, they under me, or something, I don't know. Fucking wait.
Oh.
That's it. Stopping there.
Yep.
And this is
Yeah.
like there's an awkward silence for a little bit as people just allow it to drop for and then Hoko will chime in again and say, so does this mean that I don't get to have a weapon made by Shado or Kamatori from Kushibashi?
I'll get you a spear made. Do you want it one-handed or two-handed?
He pulls out a spear and goes, I have a spear. It's just the head that could be made a little bit better.
I come and look at the width of the shaft. So
Yeah,
I work it out.
Yeah.
You know, I work out the width I need for the head to fit on. You know.
Leave it alone, Nick. So, eventually,
Teixeira was a weaponsmith, okay?
no. So,
This is
Don't
a
worry, don't worry.
perfectly alright conversation.
I think
It
so.
made sense.
Just
Man.
the tip. It's perfectly fine.
Y'all terrible. Man, you know, maybe I'll...
You do it to yourself.
so every
I know.
week we're making you a worse person, okay? Every week, if your mom tuned in, she'd be like, "No, that's my innocent boy."
Man, it just, you know, I try to like have an in-character moment showing Kessel's hobbies.
Oh, it was
and then-
very in character.
Fuck you. So we go home to our clans.
So anyways, you
Why am I on this show? I just get made fun of.
Oh, come on. So you're like the kid who does the heart for Captain Planet, okay? We know you're really not really good for anything, but we still need you. Okay?
That's not true. There was that one time he got the monkeys to get mad at him and throw shit at him instead.
That's right.
The worst power, and it doesn't even always work.
Can I talk about Joey? The slavery meme needs to end, okay?
It did end for the record. Like it's over with the Erathian podcast being ended. It's officially over. So the unofficial podcast officially ended. So yeah, now we need to fill that blank with the official Erathian podcast. Sel, do you want to start the official Erathian podcast with me so we can officially get it done?
Sure, if you have time, Scott, we can do it.
Jake, do you think you could dress up as and act like me for the recording of a podcast? You just call yourself Scott or Daelric.
I can attempt it
Okay.
if you like.
I'll just put a loop of me going and record that, and you can just put it over you and just talk, and it'll work.
Well, good thing, you know, the podcast is a podcast, so there's no visuals to it.
That's right. We're just gonna steal the logo.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Or somebody could just make like a soundboard of you, and we could just, just use random phrases that you're well known for.
Yeah, I'll just talk to
There are
myself
a lot
and
of
behind
those.
us play Scott phrases. So Scott, what do you think of this moment we had?
This bastard Rayron deserves what he gets.
There you go.
Look, I just want a slow motion clip of Jake yelling at Cell from earlier. I just want to see that and hear it in slow motion.
That was good.
I won't lie. I cannot wait to see that that redone. So for the record, I won't lie. This has no direction on it, and as you guys are returning to your homes, and before we take a quick little break or whatever, it specifically says over here, and Cell, you get to choose. I'm actually putting it 100% in Cell's hands. A fortune's favor was dropped, and it says, for Jake, for that over speaking. So Cell, what kind of fortune's favor do you think should come Jake's way? Do you think maybe his fortune's favor should be how good of a dance
dropped
he
it?
could actually? Don't worry about it. How good of a dance?
I
could
need to
actually-
thank them.
Don't worry about it. How good of a dance he could actually come up with?
I think that's fantastic. I think like Densho Clan comes up with the greatest tribal Barren Lands dance mix of Kajinksi. And like it's just phenomenal that Nova clans will absolutely adore it.
just becomes
You know
like
what?
one
I'm
of
gonna
those
marry
flash
Aaliyah,
mob
and I'm gonna steal it
situations.
from your kingdom. That's what I'm gonna do.
Good luck.
I'm taking
Okay.
you. I'm taking you diplomat.
No. Listen,
Unlikely. she likes my nation's ideals, and you're a bit, rough.
It's actually
It
true.
always
yeah.
starts off that way, but some of them like it rough. All right.
Listen, she's
Yeah,
not.
but,
She's
the
not
funny
flirting
part
with
is-
you because she's interested. She's flirting with you because that's diplomacy, baby.
How about that one?
It's like when your bartender's nice to you. It's not because they want your number. It's because
You know-
they're providing a quality service to receive a tip in at the
Jake,
end. You
Jake,
know.
I mean, we don't tip here.
Jake,
so-
Jake, when a girl's nice, it doesn't mean they want to fuck you, right? Like they're just.
Well, is
people
that,
can-
is
They're
that-
just-
is
they're just
that
decent
the-
people?
Is that what you've the experience you've had? Because I've had the opposite.
Oh, that was good. I can't. That was. I was just like walking head first into it.
The
Right
funny
into
part
the wall.
is with how often it's like you're a fucking video game with bad AI and like it's like it's walking into the wall over and over. Anyways, so
Just my
you
life.
it could be like one of those flash dance situations where the clans go up there and they just start doing this dance and everybody loves it so much it just like overtakes the dance hall.
Yeah, I see it 100%. And the clan then show's known for the dance
Yeah.
instead of the cannibalism. I think that's an improvement.
But don't worry.
I just want Jake's dance to be Gangnam Style when
No.
it happens.
Whoop 'em, got 'em now. God, I hated that.
It really
That
will
was
be
so stupid.
the dance that sweeps the nation.
Oh, Jesus.
And it sweeps so far it goes into parallel too. It ends up in a deer.
So dumb. That thing was trash. Anyways, I remember Dave the night before my wedding trying to show me what it was because I got married in 2012. So he was like, "No, it's like the dance." I was like, "I've never heard of this stupid song ever." And so he played it on the radio thingy, the jukebox or whatever it was at the place where a digital jukebox. And I was like, "This song is so dumb. What is this stupid song? This sounds like Korean pop music." And he's like, "It is. It's K-pop." And I was like, "This is trash." And unfortunately, when I went to his wedding afterwards, there was definitely a moment where there was a lot of Nick, you were at his wedding, weren't you?
Dave's wedding?
Yeah.
Was I?
It was almost all old people, and then there was a small group of young people, and we were all very drunk except Mike, because Mike doesn't drink.
Can I just quickly jump in? Can we go for a break in a second?
Yeah. Definitely gonna go for a break. So now that we discussed what it should be, we'll have you guys sweep the nation with your dancing. All right, you want to go, Jake? Break?
Yeah.
All right, let's go for a break.
break.
We'll be right back.